Good morning, everybody. My name is Darlene, and I have Parkinson's. I'm starting this video I'm going to do a little preview to it because I forgot to say something. I got a card yesterday from Paula Bowie, who had won our cookbook, and she thanked me very much for it, and she sent me a thank you card. It's very nice. It says, with a thankful heart. Right here. With a thankful heart. I'm having trouble moving, so I think it's a beautiful card. And inside it says, I have to get it open here. I'm going to my doctor's appointment tomorrow, so it's a busy night for me getting things ready. Hi, Darlene. Just to let you know, I received your cookbook and I'm really enjoying it. I'm loving all the recipes. In the pages of the cookbook, I found this piece of mail. I wanted to make sure you and your family received it. Hope you and your family have a wonderful Christmas and Happy New Year. Your best. Love, Paula Bowie. P.S. See you on YouTube. So that was very nice of her. And then she sent me a Christmas card as well. And I'm going to tell you about the other piece of mail. I thought it was pretty funny. When we were going to mail things, I had the things. Oh, let me show you this beautiful card with the cardinals on it. Isn't that beautiful? It says Merry Christmas. And Merry Christmas. And then it says, what does it say? It says something on the inside. Oh, I can't. Christmas. Oh. Sending you tidings from us to you, hoping your Christmas wishes come true. So that's it. And then I wanted to say this piece of mail that she had found in there. When we were doing our Christmas cards up, we did our family ones and our YouTube ones, and Claudine took them together to mail. Somehow my Uncle James's card got into Paula's box. And when Claudine came home, she said, I thought you had a card going to Ireland and I didn't have it with me. And I said, well, I thought I sent it. And I looked everywhere, it wasn't here. And I said, I thought I had it put in the car. So anyway, we looked in the car, it wasn't there. And I thought, I better wonder if it went into one of those boxes. So I mentioned it to the other people who had the cookbooks, and they didn't get it. And so I didn't think of it again. I was going to resend the card to James, but I just had it until it said I could either phone or just email him. And then, here it comes now. She returned it to me, so we had it. But anyway, we laughed about it because we already sent everything that we wanted to send to him too. But anyway, I laughed about it. It was pretty funny, but it's good to know where it was. All right, so now it's going to jump into the video for today. Toodles. Good morning, everybody. My name is Darlene, and I have Parkinson's. I'm going to have a short video today because I've got a lot of things to do tonight. I'm trying to review the information that I've been sent for my pump, that I'm supposed to go and have one of my doctors look at me and see if I'm suitable. And I do that tomorrow at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I have to do another process. I have to, as far as I know, I have to go and see a gastrointestinal doctor. And then if he says yes, then I have to go in and get the pump. So the process has started. I'm pretty sure they're going to do it because they've sent me all kinds of stuff already. So I guess it's looking like it's a go. So I'm going to be doing that. And then Bill's still in the hospital. They have found that he has some kind of a heart issue. It's something, Claudine said it's called AFib or something. It's like the top of your heart beats really fast and the bottom doesn't. And so they control it with medicine and stuff. So they've got him on some medicine, but even with the medicine, he seems to be having bouts of it going up as high as 200. So it's a little bit different than what Cal had. Cal had a heart issue when he was born. We didn't know about till he was 3, but he would say to me, my heart hurts. And I would say, as a typical mom would, stop running around. You know, your heart hurts because you're running around. And he said, no, Mom, my heart hurts. And I didn't understand what he was trying to say. So anyway, I told him to just sit calmly and whatnot. Well, then one day he was sitting on the floor. And he was just sitting watching TV. And I saw this big vein in his neck just going crazy. And I said, oh my God, your heart hurts. I understand now. It was beating like way fast. So I couldn't even count it. So anyway, we took him to the hospital, and there's a young doctor on at the hospital. Sometimes you get the young doctors, and they are right on top of things. They know things that the old doctors don't. The old doctors have the experience, but the young doctors have the up-to-date knowledge. So it's a good combination. Anyway, this young doctor said to Clayton, do you like standing on your head? And of course, what 3-year-old doesn't? So Clayton says yes, and he says, so Bill, you take one leg and I'll take one leg, and we're going to put him on his head. And they each took a leg and held him upside down, and we just watched the heart monitor just go right back down to where it was supposed to be. Something about reversing the blood flow. So they said he was going to probably need a pacemaker, but they wanted to wait until his chest cavity was bigger than it was at 3 years old. So they said to us that they wanted him to go on this medicine to control it. And then when the chest cavity got big enough, they would be able to do this surgery for him. Anyway, he started taking the medicine, and when he was about 6 or 7, it became apparent that he wasn't going to grow fast enough for the amount of medicine, because he had to have more medicine, and you have a limit to how much you can give for your size of person, and he was a very small boy. So they couldn't give him more medicine, so the doctor said to us, we're going to have to go in and do the surgery. And it was because his heart was beating so fast that they were going to go in with a laser, non-invasive. They were going to go in with a laser and find it where it was doing this crazy thing that it was doing. And if they could find the spot, they'd zap it with a laser, and I'll be well. If they couldn't find the spot, they would have to do a pacemaker. So here we were at 10 years old facing this, and we had to go to Vancouver. We lived up country in BC, and we had to go up country. So we went up country, and we went down to the city, and we stayed at Mom and Dad's for a week while we had him in the hospital. And he went in, and there was no other children on the ward that he was on. And but it was a very good hospital, St. Paul's, and it was a very good hospital. And so there was no children there, so the nurses, to keep him busy when he was on his own, they would play these videos of what to expect if you're having a surgery. And he sat watching all those gory surgeries, and he loved it. He loved it. He said, I'm going to be a doctor someday. But he didn't go to be a doctor, and he didn't stay a little boy. But anyway, we were out in the waiting room, and he was in there for a long time. And then one of the nurses came out and said, we're just giving an update. We're having a hard time finding it. So it would appear that we're going to have to put the pacemaker in. So we wanted to let you know. He said, okay, all right. And we were quite upset about that, but what could we do? Anyway, so she went back into the room, and it couldn't have been 5 minutes. She came running back out. She says, I wanted to tell you, didn't want you worrying. She says, I want to tell you we found it. When she said, well, I was out talking to you, they found it and they've got it. And so he got zapped, and then he was fine. But they said he had to give off the medicine. He had to whittle down. So they whittled him off the medicine, and he did well. So he's done well, and he's thriving. You've seen him. He's a big man now. Anyway, Bill doesn't like rice, so we're taking advantage of the fact that he doesn't like rice to cook rice while he's gone. So we're having fried rice here for supper. It's 8:15 at night. And I'm just eating my supper now. Claudine's out in the garage for a little bit. It's very cold here. It's minus 30. With the wind chill, it's very, very cold. So tomorrow is going to be a tough day. I want to go and find out about this pump, and I really am hoping it's going to be good for me. And my arm is hurting so bad I can't even hardly stand it. But anyway, I'm going to finish the laundry. I'm doing laundry, and I'm doing Bill's laundry and making his bed fresh. And then we're hoping that he'll get home sometime soon. Really hope so. Anyway, I'm not going to keep on talking because that was I should tell you a story. We should end on a laugh or a giggle. So I'm going to tell you another story about Cosmo and talk about him. All right. So when he was, how old would he have been? He would have been probably in grade 2 or something. Grade 2. No, maybe not. Maybe grade 1. He's a young youngster. Anyway, we had an old Chevette. We called it the Shove-It because it would go anywhere, but you might have to get out and shove it a little bit, but it would go anywhere. All these other cars would get stopped on the hill going up, and we were slow, but we got up there. Anyway, we parked the car in the driveway. Now the gear shift needed to be repaired. Everything we had was old. The gear shift needed to be repaired, so it didn't like lock into park. You could just pull it down, and it would go down to the other gears. Well, anyway, I was taking groceries in the house, and Bill was doing something up there, and Cal got into the car without us knowing it, and he pushed the gear shift into reverse. And the car, we were on Slate Hill, and the car went down our driveway, through a ditch, over this little lump thing, and landed across the street. We couldn't believe it. It was terrible. Anyway, we went running out there. He ended up breaking one of the shock things and whatnot, but he thought it was great because he had learned how to drive. So anyway, that was the start of it. He liked to be into everything. So anyway, one day he was out there and we had a pickup truck, and pickup truck didn't have the back on the canopy on it. It had like the holes where it would be screwed on. So at the back sides of all around the truck, there's these holes. And Clayton got in, and he liked to play in the back of the truck. We didn't have any problem with him playing up there. He'd take his diggers up there and just run them around. One day he hollered at me from outside, "Mom, I'm in trouble." "All right, you're in trouble. Let's go see what you're doing." I go out there, and he's got his finger, his front finger here, stuck in the hole. I couldn't get it out no matter what I did. I tried everything. I couldn't get it out. So I thought, oh my God, what am I going to do? I'm out in the country. There's no neighbors around. Like, there's neighbors, but they weren't home. They were all at work. And what am I going to do? I have to somehow get him fastened in there, or get his finger out. So I thought, I'm going to have to drive into town. It was about 2-3 miles. I'm going to have to drive into town and go to the fire station and see if they can get him out. But how am I going to get him there if he's stuck in the back of the truck? It's an open truck. How am I going to get him there? So anyway, I got a milk crate, and I put it upside down and set it on the milk crate. And took a bungee cord and put the bungee cord in one hook and around his back and into another hook, and his fingers in the middle, and he's sitting there. And I sit down and hold on. Do not stand up. Do not do anything. So if I see a policeman, Cal, I'm going to blow on my horn so that maybe he'll see me and stop and offer some help. So I said, I'm going to do that. I never thought of like phoning somebody to come out. I just thought I had to go into the fire station. So anyway, I had him on the back, and of course, there's not a cop in sight when you want one. So anyway, there was no police, and I got to the fire station, and I went in, and I said, my son has got his finger trapped in this hole. And they came out to see him, and they said, oh, he's got it good. Oh. So they tried to make the metal cold to retract his hand. Nothing happened. Couldn't get out. So they said there was a car wash across the street. So one of them said, I'm going to go across and get some of their soap. It's really slimy. So he went over to get some soap, and he put soap around it, and he just kept very gently pushing his finger, and eventually the finger came out. And it comes out, and this part of his finger up here is just small, and the bottom part of it was like big blue bulb. Oh my gosh, look at his hand. And they said, you better get him to the hospital right away. And I took him to the hospital, and by the time I got to the hospital, it was starting to ease down, and it wasn't hurting as bad. And so I thought I'd go back and just tell the firemen that we were on our way home, and that thank you very much for the help. And I made some cookies the next day and took it down to them. But I went in to say thank you, and they said, can we talk to the young lad? I said, sure, why not? They came out to the car, and they said to Clayton, I guess you've learned your lesson. You're not going to put that finger in there again, are you? He said, no, sir. But I think this one might fit. And he holds up his little finger. I think this one might fit. Well, they just rolled their eyes and said, you got your hands full. I said, yes, I do. Anyway, that was my story for today. And I'm going to leave it at that, and I'm going to go and finish up this laundry. I got laundry up the yin-yang. Okay, so talk to you tomorrow. Wish me luck, eh? All right, bye-bye.